If you're also tired to wait until 0.3 release news, teasers or at least something, I got a good news for you. Well, announcement of announcement is soon. That's what Natalia GGG told us on Reddit. And yeah, after a few hours we got announcement that GGG with Jonathan Rogers and other guys from Bilibili, which is like Chinese YouTube, will held an announcement at 7 PM GMT plus 8 on August 21st. But I got even better news for you. I digged a little bit and I got a bunch of cool teasers on upcoming patch 0.3. And I'm so hyped what will be over there, because there's probably a ton of content. Recently I posted a video where I tried to understand what's going on this image. It was like basically first teaser we got for 0.3 and it kinda tells us nothing. But if we will dig a little bit deeper, we will see that this post was posted by Natalia GGG and she is actually a community manager in Exile 2 Reddit, as far as I understand. And most important part is not actually this puzzle, but is the post header. It goes like this: recovered from a long buried library in ruins of Oriat. If you don't know, that's basically a town in Act 5 of original Path of Exile 1, but also it was rumored to be Act 5 in Path of Exile 2 also. So technically this teaser can tell us that probably we will get even Act 5, but that's where it becomes really juicy. So recently a lot of players probably saw it. GGG announced that Path of Exile 2 event, boss rush event, and there's lots of information. Basically Path of Exile 2 will once again go into Gamescom in Cologne, Germany. Really important part, and not a lot of players actually are trying to read the full post. Basically, you will choose between 7 pre-constructed character builds. But after you kill the boss, a portal will open to the next area, and the level of subsequent bosses will increase. There are 15 bosses, and many of which have not appeared in the game yet. Yes, this part is super important. This means we will have 15 bosses, and a lot of them actually never appeared in the game. In one single act there's probably like 3, maybe 5 bosses, so it makes sense that we will have at least Act 4. But what I will show you right now is basically one of the new bosses. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's exactly the post you may saw, because it's on original official website and all links leads over here. But if we jump to Path of Exile Twitter account, X, of course it's X right now, we will see that same announcement with the same link leading to the main site about this boss rush event will have image, and a lot of players never saw this image, well, because it's like blocked by X for some reason, but I will click on show and you will see, yeah, this guy is definitely a new boss from the new act. I would guess it's a guy from Act 4. He is really creepy and insane, and he got scythe in his hand. He got some crazy grim smile. He looks like crazy dude actually. And of course it's cool that I can show you kinda how this new boss will look like, but also I can kinda explain probably what is this boss, because just take a look over here what I found. I found the like explanation on everything that we will see in Act 4 that is known right now. And all bosses, there's actually 6 of them, is known, so they was teasered in one way or another. There's basically Goblin Giant Boss, Blind Beast, Yama Boss, and I guess the guy we just saw, this crazy dude, is probably Daimora, son of Dash, because he got basically weapons that Dash uses, but he's too big. Anyway, it's all cool, but here's another pretty fun part. So what will be in Act 4? Well, there's a bunch of NPCs, that is confirmed. Hooded one, you already know him from campaign, but also there's Alva, Preacher, Rock, basically guys from Expedition. And now I get insanely big prediction how actually Path of Exile will continue its campaign after Act 3, when we will get rid of Cruel Difficulty. And in my opinion, we probably will get rid of it right from 0.3. It's crazy prediction, I know, but hear me out. Because I not only can tell you what I think will happen, I can basically show you. So this is map of Act 4. Just look over here. Yeah, it's Act 4. That's crazy, yeah? It's real map, and as you can see, this map is pretty like simple, and we get loads of options. Basically, we start in King's March city, and from this point we get a port over here, so we will have a ship. We get options. We can go into Shrike Island, Island of Kin, Journey's End, Ngatoto Island, and Eternal Prison, and one close location in Gakano. Pretty cool one. For those of you who is really looking closely, there is also Twilight Enclave. And you know what? Twilight Enclave is probably, or I would bet like 100% on it, is new Ascension Trial. So yeah, probably we will have Ascension Trial right in Twilight Enclave. So we need to do something to unlock it. No one knows what is needed to be done. Anyway, it's also known how this land will kind of work. So basically you will pick any location and for example you start with Isle of Kin, then you will defeat boss over there and all other locations will become stronger. Technically Act 2 works almost like this right now. It's basically when you go into Titan's Grotto, you complete it, Ket will become like a little bit higher level zone, or at least it worked like this in like previous patches. Anyway, here's the cool part. Basically areas will be of level 45, which again confirms kinda estimated level after you beat Act 3, you will be level 45, and honestly it just makes sense. Technically you will end Act 3 with Alva and Doriani, and probably you will get some information like where to go. So he will tell that, yo dude, go to King's March, and that's where you will go and investigate other parts. How do I know it? Well, just take a look over here. Do you see King's March? You see it? Well, ta-da! That's actual King's March city gameplay. We will see Alva over here, instantly interactable, and it's pretty old footage. And you may think, well, game kinda like changed a lot from this point, yeah? Let me show you what happened in 2K23. Yeah, what you think right now is Huntress, who's using basically the build that dominated the meta right now in areas that you definitely can recognize. Fight versus Act 2 boss, and come on, it's just really everything we got right now. So if you ever was worried that we got 3 acts and Act 4, Act 5 is not even in production yet, well, they almost done, so we definitely can get all acts right now. So let me show you a little bit of footage. Basically, you start act by talking with Alva, with Preacher, with other like NPCs, and then you can go into the ship and basically choose location where you want to go. Then you jump on the boat and ta-da, you're on the island. Yeah, on the island you can travel, explore area, defeat monsters as always, with the final boss at the end of the island. Of course, you defeat boss and you go to the next island. What you're seeing right now is Isle of Kin. So it's kinda abandoned goblin lands with loads of rich culture, rocks that they gathering, and in the end you fight big blind beasts like gladiator in arena. And after completing all islands, you will unlock Ngakano. So, what is Ngakano? I can show you too, just look over here. Yeah, it's official teaser. We actually already have teaser for Ngakano. It's pretty grim and dark place where something happened, and there's dark possessed trolls or some like ritualists going. Guys who know a lore a little bit more probably know what's going on the screen, but I like the setting of this place. Still, it looks a little bit like last part mention of Act 1, but anyway, it looks cool. I will show you 2 more islands, but now like the biggest part. So we also see that there's area Ribbenfell, which probably will have some like action area maybe later, but most importantly, what you may find over here is located over here in pretty dark text. It's Oriaton Channel. What does it mean? It means that Oriat, basically the city of Oriat, is right below us. So probably we will like go into this area, defeat bosses, clear down Ngakano, and then after clearing this area, we will find out something that will lead us to Oriat. We will basically need to travel to Oriat, and it makes like complete sense. You end Act 3 with Alva, you need to travel further to find out what's going on, how to stop the beast. Basically, if you don't know, Path of Exile 2 campaign is all about chasing the beast and trying to stop beast to evolve. So technically Oriat got super like old school ancient library, and that's where we will go and try to analyze scrolls. And just for this single reason, I would say, since these scrolls are from Oriat library, probably we will have Act 5 as basically Oriat city. We will explore over there, but most importantly again, these teasers that we probably will have not only Act 4, which is almost ready I guess, but I guess it's ready already, we also will get Act 5. Now, can we get Act 6? Can they actually shove Act 6? I would say yes. I would say yes. Here is my thoughts. Basically, there was rumors, teasers and stuff like that, I guess from Jonathan himself, that Act 6 will be kinda super fast rush, you know, action-packed adventure drama, stuff like that. Basically, in my understanding, it will be something like boss rush event. So probably it will be like zone A, you finish it, you go to zone B, finish it, fight boss there, go to zone C, fight boss, and just zone after zone in super quick fashion. Probably it will be something like this, and it again makes sense. Basically, we will investigate this area for clues, King's March area, then we will go to Oriat and get kinda a recipe how to stop the beast, and then we will rush. Maybe we will travel through time again, and basically we'll fight all bosses again, but like more powerful versions of bosses probably. Maybe we will travel in some delirium lands, I don't know, we will see, but we will just have crazy boss rush, and then Act 6 will end, and we will go into end game. We'll see. But again, you're here probably to see like how these extra islands will look like. So let me show you what I found. This next area I will show you will be Eternal Prison, which got another name, Izaros Prison, or Izaros Prison. He's not a prisoner, he actually like created this prison. And yeah, we start the adventure from the ship, then we are arriving to an island, which is technically like Fort Knox, super protected prison. We go inside, doors are opened, yeah, typical prison, and we will start fighting torturers and other crazy dudes. So it's pretty dark, grim place, and it's definitely interesting and creepy to explore. And in the end, we will try to slay a prisoner, and this prisoner is big, crazy, cool boss on big area, and he got big spear or sword that he instantly throws and then starts to attack with his hands. I won't spoil you, but end of this fight is looking amazing, because this next area we will take a look at is Shiraik Island. It's the most bright place, just island with lots of nature enemies like birds, skeletons, so they kinda nature too. So there will be probably a lot of new enemies, of course, it's kinda like old enemy designs, and that's the island. That's my predictions for Act 4 and Act 5, but here's my next prediction. Everyone is waiting Druid, and Druid is half-baked, let's call him like this. They probably got Druid who is technically almost ready, and maybe we will see Druid. What actually Jonathan told us about new classes is that it's not a big deal if on full release we will have 1 or 2 less classes than maximum. It's definitely not a big deal, because we will have 12 classes in total, so having 1 less per attribute point, because classes is basically split in attribute points, parts of the tree, is not a big deal. And they also told us that they will release full Pass of Exile 2 in 1 year. So technically we're having probably last patch, maybe there will be last 2 patches in beta, and then we will go into full release. This again makes sense because they got everything almost ready, all acts almost ready, and as you can see, they actually teasered, sneakily, stealthily teasered new class that's probably ready. It's Shadow. This class definitely looks like Shadow, and that's the screenshot from a recent advertisement of the supporter pack for Pass of Exile 1, but it's definitely Pass of Exile 2 settings. It definitely looks like Act 1, somewhere in Clearfell, so I would say they probably got Shadow ready, and since we should have like at least 10 classes on the release date that probably will be in December, I would just guess that we will have Shadow, we will have Druid in this next upcoming patch 0.3. pretty crazy. Yes, I know, but I hope you're waiting new classes as much as I do, because I like doing insane builds on my channel, plus of Exile 2 news. If you want to see great leveling guides and builds that's suitable for all players, you don't need to play like 100 hours every day to use my guides. They all cheap and accessible. Make sure to subscribe, drop a like button for this video, and let's wait for next teasers.